Hello everyone, this is Judith with another video. We are talking about your twin flame journey. Yeah, I'm here by your side and we are like keeping up the vibrations, right? Keeping up the frequency, the higher frequencies, connecting to that, connecting to our divine essence, connecting to this vibrational place where our twin flame union is, right? And there's so much always to say in relation to this. And yeah, just let me know if there is anything in specific that you would like to know about. But today it's all about divine intimacy, right? And I'm just talking about divine intimacy in the sense of that we are like very, very close with our twin flame on all levels, right? In the 5D, we are, as you know, we share one consciousness. And so we are like evolving, growing, expanding alongside each other. And of course, we also share certain wounds and all the insecurities and all the shadows that we have to overcome along our path are at the core like the same, right? Of course it plays out, we're not the same, right? We're not the same, we're like complements of each other, and it plays out differently in our lives, but at the core it's the same, right? So yeah, and that's something that is very, very special, right? I'm not saying that other people are not sharing special connections, but it's really something also challenging, right? But also special and also very close and very, very bright. It's something that is very high vibrational and it comes very natural. It's not something, so when twin flames connect, then this experience of high vibration is instant, right? It's also very often like kind of instant manifestations of possibilities to come together, to share life together, whatever. But of course then the blocks kick in, and for the most part of those relationships, they come to a halt. Yeah, they are like like going through a separation phase where each twin has to look at his or her shadows and work through them. Yeah, and there's now so much knowledge around this out there on the internet and everywhere, which was not the case some 10 years ago, right? So yeah, it's really nice to see how this goes. And so with this divine intimacy and this radiance, that of course is causing a lot of jealousy, and that's why there is outside interference in our connections happening. Not always, but very, very often, really. There are always like people who like experience this connection from the perspective of a third party. They would somehow react very often from a place of envy, jealousy, sometimes also vengefulness. And you might know that people who are jealous and vengeful, if they can, they would choose also to do things like dark magic, right? That's very real. That's very real. Not everyone, of course, is like capable. Not everyone is into dark magic, but that's in part, it's a very real interference that is happening along our journeys, right? It's not the only thing that is keeping us apart. We really have those wounds, we have those issues, we have to work through them. There's no way around this. And if you want to do the work, you can start to work with me if you want. I'm for now offering one-on-one sessions, and you find everything you need to know in the description box, and you also find there a free meditation If you want to get this meditation, please subscribe to the newsletter, and then you receive it. And it helped me a lot along my journey. It's very valuable to do this because you reconnect with the frequency of self-love, which is like an aspect of unconditional love. It's something that we have to learn first, to first love ourselves, right? And open up to love in this intimate way. That's also a kind of intimacy that we share with ourselves. And our twin flame is also, on some level, like feeling it when we are opening to this, in this way, in this intimate way, to ourselves and loving ourselves. Yeah, it's a huge effect, and it's really something that is a game changer on your path, in your life, really, in your whole life. Yeah. And so there's also a way of, from third parties, to insert some kind of loss of hope into our minds, right? I don't know how they do it. I'm an expert in clearing dark magic, but I have for now no idea how people are doing this, how exactly they are going about it. And I don't need to know everything. I know some things, right? But I don't need to know everything in order to clear it. I can clear it, and I just don't need to know how they do it, because I don't want to do it, right? When you're dabbling in dark magic, this will always like backfire. I think that's easy to understand, right? Because you're doing this and wishing someone else ill, with an ill intention, right? Ill intent. So that's never good, never ever. It's but it happens, and I know other twin flames where this happened too. Some twin flame teachers have videos out there, but it's not very often that this is addressed. And of course, there is a healed kind of being in the world where those spells are not affecting you in any way. But we have to get there, right? In reality, we are out there with our wounds, and they are maybe a match to people, jealous people throwing all kinds of things at us. And why? Because you and your twin flame, right? both are on the people-pleasing end. And and this outside interference is really like showing that we are open to putting other people's needs first. And of course, we've done this all the time. We've like put other people's needs first, and all of a sudden we change and we say, oh no, I'm putting up a boundary here. I don't want that anymore. And then of course there is a reaction, and those people, they try to pull us back in these toxic cycles, right? Those are toxic relationships, and toxic relationships are really all over the place. Wherever it's our society nowadays is made up out of toxicity. But really, we as twin flames, we help to shift the whole thing. And it's not only twin flames, but twin flames are a big part of that. So we are grounding this unconditional love. So you're doing a very, very important work just by loving yourself and loving your twin flame and embodying this love and moving forward on this path to higher love. So they are of course furious, and they don't want change. They don't appreciate change, right? And change, I don't know if I appreciate change, but what we are facing as twin flames is really an inevitable change sometimes. The universe is putting us in the pressure cooker, right? And forces us to move forward sometimes. And of course it's also choice, because we choose this love over and over again. And so it's also our choice to move forward. So yeah, it really it teaches us to connect with our essence, yeah, and not fulfill other people's needs, but looking inward and asking, what is my need now? And it might be difficult to find out about that. What do I actually want? What is good for me now? Because you've learned maybe that you feel good when you do something for someone else, and this other person is appreciative of that. That feels good, and it does, right? And that's not going away, and you can still do wonderful things for other people and feel good. But how about yourself, right? That's an important thing on the journey. Yeah, and so this can be very challenging, and especially when there is dark magic involved. It seems sometimes you're healing and addressing everything, and still nothing is moving. This would be an indicator, for example, that dark magic is involved. Yeah. So if you have a question, just get in touch. And I think I'm like closing this off now with rolling a dice. I did this in the last reading, and you wouldn't believe it. What we had the image of a windrose, and you you wouldn't believe it. I was in the supermarket today, and a guy passed, and he had a big windrose tattoo here on his neck. And I was like, "Oh, that's my sign." I didn't know that this sign was for me as well. But it was so funny. So I have to tell the twin flames on YouTube that I came across a windrose. So let's see, what is the sign of confirmation for you that you are on track, right? What is the sign that you are on track on the journey? So I roll the dice. Oh, that will be a wonderful confirmation. Question mark. You probably see this everywhere. So let's maybe not. Maybe it is a particular question mark, or it's a particular question. It could show up in your dream. In a dream, it could show up in music, and of course, like something written on a wall. In the text, of course. But it needs to be particular in order for this to be a sign, right? The sign from the universe that you are on track. So yeah, let me know if you come across a particular question mark or question marks in a row that let you know that you are on track. Yeah, I know that this is information that is helping a lot of you. And I also know that this is information that cannot be found easily on the internet. And so those were the messages that came through for today. Of course, we're never done. Then when I close down the video, there are so many things that are coming to my mind. Oh, I should have said this, that, and the other. But yeah, I'll leave it at that for today. And I see you in the next video. Wish you a wonderful day, everyone. Bye for now.